Alright everyone, welcome back to Level Up Firearms LLC. I'm your host, Joseph. I'm the owner of Level Up Firearms. I make these videos for my students and for those who come across this to help them clean their firearms. This is a Springfield Hellcat 9mm. This is my carry gun right now. So what we're going to do first is we're going to break into this. We are going to drop the magazine. Yes, it is loaded because this is my carry gun. We're going to take the round out of the chamber. I never clean anything with rounds on the same surface that I'm working on. So I'm actually going to set these on a separate surface altogether. It is clear, we can see, we can feel, and we are good to go. We're going to take this takedown lever right here and we're going to push it up so that it's vertical, and we're going to close the slide. Now we're going to keep it in a safe direction and put our finger on the trigger and release, and it'll slide right off. So now we have our frame, and there is all kinds of little cotton bits and whatnot for my clothes in there. And we have our recoil spring right here, which will push down and pop up and out. And then we have our barrel and our slide. Okay, I'm just taking a look here. It's been cleaned recently, but there's a little bit of fluff and whatnot from carrying every day. Alright, so first thing I like to do is we are going to take our barrel, we're going to take our brush. This brush will not hurt the bore or inside of your barrel. So if you go forward or backwards, it's not going to do anything. We're just going to rub it through, get any of that lead and gunpowder off. Then we're going to put our jag on there, and we are going to spray a piece of cloth, and we're going to push this through. Okay, that's a little dirty, it's not bad. We're going to do it one more time. Okay, there we go. I have a little toothbrush here. I'm going to spray with a little bit of solvent. I'm going to coat this on. Great, and now we're going to let it sit and do its thing, do its work, while we look at everything else. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at this slide. Again, a little bit of solvent on the toothbrush, and I'm going to scrub it in. You have some rails right along there on your slide, some grooves that go on your slide rails, these 4 points right there. Want to make sure we get that cleaned up, get everything scrubbed. Get all that out. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. Now we're going to look at our rails. And I can see there's some junk in here, so we're just going to scrub it all out. Okay, there we go. And our recoil spring actually looks really clean. You could scrub this if it was dirty, no problem. Alright, so now we got to go back through everything and start to clean it. So we're going to start with our barrel here. Rub it down, get all the solvent off. Okay, then we're going to take a dry patch and we're going to push it right through. Flip it over. It's a little dirty. Had some time to sit and get some more out. That's great. Awesome. Now what I want to do is get my lubricant, my protectant. Oftentimes what I'll do is I'll actually just make a small ring right on the inside there. You can put some on your patch too, if you like. And we're going to push this through. Help lubricate and protect from rust and the elements. Okay, looks great. I'm going to do it again. These patches, if you need be, you can flip them over and use the opposite side. Okay, there's barely anything on there. I'm comfortable with that, and that won't impede my shooting whatsoever. Now I'm going to put some oils On the outside, I'm going to rub this all in. What you can also do is you can put some oils on a different toothbrush. And you can scrub it all in. Ignore that tape there. It's just covering up a serial number. Normally that wouldn't be on there. We're going to get this lubricated, not too thick, just enough to have a nice thin coating. I'm going to take the recoil spring, just lube this up a little bit. Yeah, it looks good. Okay, now I'm going to take my slide and I'm going to start wiping off the solvents that are in there. Get all this stuff out. Set that aside. We're going to use a Q-tip to go down the rail here, this groove. A little bit dirt and junk. Okay, get that all out and clean this up. Oh yeah. Get the little nooks and crannies. And that looks pretty good. Okay, great. Now we're going to lube this up. So I'm going to take my lubricant and my protectant, put a thin bead right down the rail in the slide. You can take some and put it on your finger or directly in the slide or on a brush and just put it all in. There's not a ton on here. But I have a nice coat going through. And that looks great. So now I'm going to take my frame and we're going to wipe this down. Same thing, get the solvents and everything off. Going to grab a Q-tip. The goal is to just remove all the solvents and the grime that'll come with it off. And that looks great. So whether it's a gun grease or a gun oil like this, I'm just going to put a little on the rails. You can oftentimes start to see wear. And the wear is where you make contact, which is where you're going to want to put some lubrication. And that looks great. Now everything is clean and everything's lubricated. We're going to put everything back together. So we are going to take our frame. We're going to have it upside down. You notice there's a flat side and a side that is not flat. Actually, you can see that I need some lubrication right there. There we go. Flat side goes pointed down, so it's flush with the top of your slide. Then we take our recoil spring, we're going to place it in, and you push down. You push down, pops in. Down and up, it pops out, just like that. And now we're going to take the back of our slide, where the rear side is, and we're going to line it up with the grooves right here, your slide rails. Slide it right through, lock it open, take down lever right there, and we're going to drop our slide. So it's pointing in a safe direction. I know it's clear. I'm going to fire, click, that's a dry fire. I'm going to hold the trigger back, reset the slide, and listen for your reset, that click right there, and fire again. It locks open, drops down, sides look good, red dot looks good. I am going to have to clean that screen. I'm just going to wipe that down with a cloth or with a Q-tip. No problem. And the light is good and charged. And there we go. Now, all I need to do is insert my magazine, load around in the chamber, drop the magazine, load a new round in the magazine so it's full, and then load it back into the firearm, and it's good to go. So I hope you enjoyed that video. My hands are a little slick, so I'm going to wipe this down a little bit actually from the lubricant. So if you need to pause and go back and review anything, feel free, and I hope that helps. Take it easy.